Hello everyone, my name is Super CJ, and I would like to thank WonderKid9000 for providing us with a lot of King K. Rool research. We really love all this King K. Rool research, and hey, he's even co-hosting, so that's great. So subscribe to him, please. He really deserves more attention. Okay, now that that's out of the way, enjoy the video.
Arg, ahoy me mateys, it's me, Super CJ, with my right-hand man, Brax the Crazy Gamer.
Dear God, this is so demeaning.
Aw, come on, Braxton. Today's debate is very good. It's a battle between two pirate villains of crazy worlds
Don't
that
you freaking
rule with an iron fist.
Well, at least he didn't.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
You're our favorite indeed. Being a pirate is a right to live. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
King K. Rool, the banana-swiping king of the Kremlins.
And Blackbeard, the scurvy scoundrelous bane of the Straw Hat Pirates of One Piece.
These two pirates have done incredible stuff, but today they're gonna fight to the death. But which one will truly be the best pirate? We'll find this out today. This is Target Tumble.
Oh boy. This one's gonna be fun. Marshall D. Teach, also known by his epithet Blackbeard, is the captain, later admiral, of the Blackbeard Pirates, and one of the Yonko who rules over the second half of the Grand Line, the New World. He was once an ambitious former member of the Whitebeard Pirates, specifically in the 2nd Division led by Portgas D. Ace, until he murdered the 4th Division commander, Thatch, to get his hands on a specific devil fruit before defecting the crew. Yeah, for those of you who don't watch One Piece, you uncultured swines, basically, devil fruit is, they eat a fruit, and then they basically, get insane powers. Let's look at the protagonist of the show, Luffy. He ate a devil fruit, and now he's freaking Plastic Man. The devil fruit that Blackbeard took was the Yami Yami Nomi, a Logia which affords him the power of darkness. Being introduced as a cherry pie-loving pirate made an impact on Monkey D. Luffy and Jaya Marshall. Blackbeard D. Teach's relevance to the story and One Piece world took a dramatic turn when he defeated Ace and turned him over to the Marines to secure a position as one of the 7 warlords of the sea. However, he briefly held this newfound status entering Town during the Mainford War and recruiting some high bounty pirates into his crew. Then headed to Manfred during the climax of the war to kill the weakened Whitebeard together with his crew, somehow taking Whitebeard's Gura Gura Nomi power for his own, before departing after Shank's arrival 2 years later. It was revealed that he took over Whitebeard's territory and position as one of the 4 emperors. He and his crew are now searching for high-level devil fruit users to kill so they can steal their powers. He's very notable for becoming a warlord, with the former bounty of 0 having been almost completely unknown beforehand. However, after becoming an emperor, he's revealed to have racked up a bounty of 2,247,600,000 600,000 berries, which is the 5th highest known bounty in the entire series of One Piece. His power, primarily Blackbeard's power, is the power of darkness, which allows him to manipulate gravity like a black hole, depending on, well, not depending on, I would say, more so he can control darkness, and that darkness basically differentiates gravity. So, by manipulating the darkness, he's able to make mini black holes pretty much, and just increase gravity to an almost flattening extent. Like, pretty much, if you're next to this guy and he's doing his darkness abilities, you're probably gonna turn into a pancake. He can also absorb and expel energy with the black holes. And then there's the second power that he got from defeating Whitebeard, which allows him to create 9.8 level earthquakes. And it basically just wreck every single thing that stands in front of him as he's doing it. There was the time when he freaking, shook up an entire island with a single earthquake. Now, measuring the size of the island and assuming a limestone composition, we could see that Blackbeard, when he shook that island, was exerting a force equivalent to 2,500 megatons. That's a lot! And he's probably capable of even more, considering he killed Whitebeard. And considering that they're both of similar physique, we can assume that Blackbeard is capable of the same things. Which, need I remind you, the time when Whitebeard split an entire island in two because of an earthquake that he made. Do you want to know how much force he exerted? 3,000 megatons. 3,000 megatons! Do you realize how much that is? And now that we're done with that, I guess I might as well get on with his normal abilities and powers that he has, aside from just double fruits. Superhuman physical characteristics: Haki, which is armament and absorption. He has a flintlock pistol and claw. He's proficient in hand-to-hand combat, darkness manipulation, absorption, gravity manipulation, black hole creation, power nullification, power absorption, vibration manipulation, air manipulation, water manipulation, weather manipulation, earth manipulation, durability negation, and resistance to heat manipulation. His attack proficiency is insane. He nearly broke Ace's neck with a single punch, and even overpowered his most powerful attack with his own sacred shanks. He became even stronger after gaining Whitebeard's double fruit, which could somewhat contend with Sengoku after acquiring the Guragura no Mi. This is made even more powerful by the fact that he can negate durability with internal vibrations. And scaling him from the other three Yonko of his arrow, he should not be much weaker than them. He was also confirmed to have bested Marco and the rest of the Whitebeard commanders. It was described as being completely one-sided and a humiliating loss for the Blackbeard pirate. His speed is insane, especially for someone of his, proportions, I guess I should say. He's kept up with Ace without missing a single beat in their battle. He's also intercepted Gear 2nd Luffy's mid-air attack with Kurozo. He's parried Whitebeard's attacks and fought Sengoku off screen, and he's defeated Marco, who should be comparative to his Yoko peers, so I think it's safe to say he can move pretty heckin' fast. Like, to quote one of my colleagues, he be quick. Then there's his striking strength, which is also insane. He's harmed a near-death Whitebeard and nearly overpowered him on some occasions. He's physically stronger than Ace, as he nearly broke his neck, as I mentioned earlier. His durability is also ridiculous. He was no worse for wear after taking several attacks from Ace in the duel. And at the Manfred battle, he took 2 attacks from an injured Whitebeard as well as Sengoku's Shockwave, with no signs of notable injury. Then there's his stamina. It's very high. He fought Ace for an extended period of time. While sustaining several attacks, it displayed no sign of strain or fatigue. He's also endured Magellan's poison and recovered completely after receiving an antidote. Was still going strong after fighting with Sengoku and the Manfred battle concluded. And when the Manfred battle concluded. His range for his attacks is potentially kilometers with his darkness powers. He's covered a town with darkness during the final clash with Ace. Their powers towered several mountains, likely of kilometers with his powers. And for his equipment, he just has a lot of flint marks. His intelligence is good. He's big smart. He's big smart brain. He's an adept fighter, and he was considering Whitebeard Commander caliber by virtue of his basic combat prowess before he ate the Yami Yami no Mi. With decades of battle experience in the grim and feral New World, he's very cunning and ruthless and schemed against the Whitebeard pirates. Leads his own pirate crew. He's quickly learned to access and use the Yami Yami no Mi effectively after eating it. Was able to utilize the Gura Gura no Mi to a significant extent moments after absorbing it. Now, when it comes to his weaknesses, he has a few. His weaknesses come from standard Devil Fruit users, but I think a lot of his weaknesses come from his ego. He's very overconfident in his abilities and inclined to underestimate opponents. The Yami Yami no Mi does not give him access to an elemental state where he can disperse, reform, and regenerate. His gravity powers has the perpetual consequence that things such as his opponent's attacks are attracted to him. He's able to control gravity and pull his opponents towards him. However, this also means that they could potentially punch him right in the face if he's not careful. And not to mention, the gravity increases the power of their attacks, so he might accidentally knock himself out just by strengthening a power. He's lost to Luffy a bunch, and he's lost to Charlotte Katakuri. This guy's tough. That's pretty much it. This has been Brax, and I guess I'm leaving now, even though I don't have a life. Bye.
His name is King K. Rool, the Croc King himself, King Slammer, King Crusher, and his backstory? Well, that's where he kind of falls flat. We don't have a definitive backstory for King K. Rool, as in the DK manuals. All we know is that, well, he was basically taught basic math and stuff from Wrinkly Kong, and he just wanted to starve DK to steal his treehouse. And because of King K. Rool's many attacks on the Kong family, he has some pretty good feats of strength. King K. Rool has shown to be strong enough to absolutely blitz and harm Diddy Kong, and even beat Luigi as well in the mangas. Why is this so important, you may ask? It's because of scaling. You see, King K. Rool is on par with Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong when it comes to strength, and he is shown to be able to harm and absolutely blitz characters like Luigi. And Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong managed to punch the moon back to Earth, which should be around small planet to large moon since this feat has been recalculated. But that's not it. Donkey Kong, who King K. Rool evenly spares with, is a Star Child, and the Star Children are superior to Yoshi's and other characters in the Marioverse. And this Yoshi here turned Raphael the Raven into a star, and since Donkey Kong is superior to this, and since K. Rool can evenly match Donkey Kong, this puts K. Rool at a star level range in strength. Not to mention King K. Rool is pretty fast. He scales to lightning dodgers and laser dodgers, and he can dodge meteors all by himself as well. And let's see this laser feat right here. Typical lasers move at a faster than light pace, and considering that this laser hit the ground even before a second, this would put King K. Rool's reaction timing at 10 to 5 times faster than the speed of light, which is very impressive. Not to mention he can zoom around in space in a rocket barrel and dodge meteors and dodge other projectiles there too. Now let's get to King K. Rool's durability. King K. Rool survived getting blitzed by Mario, who is a Star Child, and Star Children are superior to the Yoshi like I mentioned earlier, putting his durability at Star level. And this is pretty consistent since he consistently takes hits from Donkey Kong, and in DK Land 2, he tanked this island-sized explosion right here with no visible harm and managed to come back the next game. And K. Rool has some pretty insane pain tolerance. This guy fell off an elevation around 10,000 feet and survived getting mauled by sharks. He can take blows from Donkey Kong like they're nothing, and even survive like flying about 10,000 feet in the air and surviving a crash. Not to mention King K. Rool has telekinesis. King K. Rool's telekinesis can support around 240 tons. Yes, I did the math, since each golden banana that was on the tree is the size of DK, and the DK has shown to have a hard time lifting the golden bananas, meaning that the golden bananas weigh around 6 to 10 tons. Not to mention King K. Rool has sealing magic as well. He can place a curse or a spell on someone that would seal them behind a barrier, which he used on the Banana Queen. Now we're moving to King K. Rool's weapons. His first weapon is his blunderbuss, or his Captain K. Rool form. In this form he has a blunderbuss. He can shoot cannonballs, spiky cannonballs, and 3 different air blasts. One of them disorientates and makes the character's controls reverse, which basically just disorientates them. One of them freezes the character, and one of them slows down the character's functions, meaning they move slower like they're in a slow motion pace. And not to mention, King K. Rool can turn invisible while in this form or in his normal form, something I forgot to mention. This basically gives King K. Rool some form of teleportation, and when he needs to, he can pull out his boxing gloves and enter his King Crusher form, in which he can use his boxing gloves as boomerangs and as a strength boost to give him a much harder punch he needs, to win a battle. He also has his magic sealing barrel. This barrel is able to contain Donkey Kong and himself, and considering that he was sucked up at one point and was only released when Peach accidentally stumbled upon it, this would have meant that King K. Rool wouldn't have been able to escape the barrel. He also has claptrap blasters. These things can eat up matter in seconds. They can shred through metal and shred through wood like it's nothing, and eat it like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. He also has mechs, like this one that's gorilla themed, or Donkey Kong themed. It can fire a variety of missiles and fight on power with Donkey Kong and Mario, which is pretty impressive. And he has another mech which is basically a car, and it's basically a rapid, hungry hippo. Some pretty cool mechs, but they're not all that good. But not to mention, his King K. Roolenstein form. In this form, he gets a copter pack that makes him go vertical or horizontal. However, the horizontal movement is limited as it will stop after a while, but he's shown to be able to go vertical infinitely. He can also summon bombs and throw mines while in this form, and can shoot electricity blasts out of his remote control. Speaking of K. Roolenstein, King K. Rool is rather smart. He is smarter than most of the Kongs except for Cranky Kong, which he's on par with, and he's tricked the Kongs multiple times with his technology, and has tricked them full DK multiple, and I mean multiple times. He can create potions that give abilities to others, and he's somewhat of a trickster, like when he fakes being knocked out or beat. And for his feats, he defeated DK and Diddy and is superior to people who also beat them. He beat the Kongs multiple times and tricked them. He fought all 5 Kongs in a boxing match at DK64, tricked the smartest Kong, Cranky Kong, blitzed Diddy and Luigi in a fight, survived a harsh beating from Mario, and survived a Falcon Punch from DK in the face. These are some pretty impressive feats. Not to mention, King K. Rool held Diddy hostage in a rap battle for the trade for the crystal coconut. I'm not making this up.
I'm a reasonable, raving, derangeable despot. I'll tell you what, we'll trade like a stock exchange. Wheel and deal, how's that feel? It's a steal. Diddy for the coconut for Diddy.
Don't do it, he's bluffing, I hope.
I guarantee you see there's no pity for Diddy. No bluffing.
There's one thing I forgot to mention though, his giant form. His stats are at least doubled or tripled, and he can create a huge storm. He can summon meteors the size of large houses that are powerful enough to destroy towns. His weapons are supersized. He can also create winds powerful enough to knock DK away, and just by slamming his fists, he can create a tremor that knocks things out of the sky. He has insane area control and create an island-level storm while in this form. However, K. Rool is not invincible in this form. 5 good hits from DK is all it took to get him out of there. He can be tricked like the time he was tricked into looking at Candy Kong, in which Funky Kong snuck up on him and shot him in the back with a boot, sending him flying. He's a Nintendo villain, so he obviously has plot-based stupidity at times, and his mechas aren't as powerful as him, therefore they can be destroyed pretty fast. And he can lose his crown, one weapon he's always shown to have on him. But overall, K. Rool's pretty insane. Star level strength and durability, faster than light to MFTL plus speeds, a hack-filled arsenal that can slow down, disorientate, and freeze people, many ways to seal someone away, and stat boosting giant form. This King of the Crocs is very, very powerful.
Alright, let the battle begin. Will King K. Rool feed him to the Kremlins? Or will Blackbeard turn King K. Rool into nothing but darkness? We will find this out today. Let the targets be shot. Wait, King K. Rool won? Well, Blackbeard wasn't totally outclassed in this battle. First of all, he had experience since he fought more people. And believe me, if I were to pick which powers I would have, a strong gorilla or a man who makes fire out of nothing, I choose fire. Okay, but that was a joke. Donkey Kong was actually really powerful. But anyways, Blackbeard also has powers, magic, and abilities, since he could basically just do more stuff, even though King K. Rool does have good magic and abilities on his own. But King K. Rool does take almost everything else. First of all, he has strength, speed, and weaponry. He has strength because his strength is just much more impressive. And that's pretty much a bummer, because Blackbeard was capable of doing a lot of stuff. Like these things. Yeah. K. Rool also has the better speed, being FTL. He's also star level and has insane durability. And King K. Rool, even though usually being a idiot Nintendo character, he is pretty much the much more intelligent guy here, since, well, he's capable of making machines and capable of making electric poles and many other inventions that actually worked, including that giant laser. Uh-oh. He also has his giant form, which can help him manipulate weather, meaning that a lot of Blackbeard's weapons and abilities and powers would be nothing, because he would be on the same scale when King K. Rool enters his giant form. But when it really comes to it, these two are actually quite equal when you really think about it, but which one will be able to knock out or straight up kill the other one? Well, due to all of our research, we do see that King K. Rool would be able to take out Blackbeard before Blackbeard can take out King K. Rool. While King K. Rool is capable of surviving all these insane Toon Force things, Blackbeard has gotten stabbed and has fell into the floor once. This is very consistent due to a lot of torture Blackbeard has went through and survived, but he just fell to the floor just by being super sliced, bro. So, and that's not the only durability feat that we calculated. Due to a lot of other research, we do say that King K. Rool is much more durable. And, oh yes, did I forget the fact that he is, star level? The winner is King K. Rool.
Get ready for the next battle.